Yeah, let's dive in and knock this out, though.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Watermelon versus Pumpkin podcast, Squadcast, Godcast, Oddcast,
Mm, mm,
Rodcast.
mm. Tell your mom's laugh. What? I don't. What?
Ooh.
Ooh, they don't know. They don't know. It's all about that watermelon versus pumpkin podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We do things. We say stuff. You know what I'm
So there's
saying? Sip.
not a central theme around this podcast, but just a general fuckery, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
of the election is not decided, but I can tell you like this. I'm not sure if you heard. Oregon is bugging.
I haven't seen.
Oregon legalized all drugs. Yeah.
Well, they said they decriminalized the like small dosages of cocaine or crack and heroin.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. Everything.
It's like, listen, it's better when they're high and out of the way.
I don't know. That's
It's like
it's
we
gonna
want to put them
be
in programs. They're gonna try to put them in more programs, maybe. Is that the angle?
I don't know why people would ever continue that lie. Like that shit never happens. Every time anybody ever says that shit,
Right,
that never becomes true. You know what I'm saying? The whole like,
right,
well,
right.
we're gonna take this money and put it up. And no, like think of in terms of money allocation, since we've legalized marijuana in Connecticut,
Hmm.
shouldn't our roads be pristine? Shouldn't something happen with it? Like you ever notice how
Right,
we're always going to and then we never do? Like there's
right.
always a plan for, bro, people forget that the lottery was for fucking schools. Like the the
Mm.
money from the it's like, and we still have garbage ass schools. Like
I know. Where does the lot of money go to? I mean, they get a
it
shitload more than they're kicking out. If the jackpot is fucking 90 billion, you know what I mean? How
yeah,
much is the intake or something? You know what I mean? You're getting
yep.
way more than 90 billion. You better
Same
fucking
thing.
believe that.
Where does all the money go? Where does the marijuana money go? Because it
Right.
was, oh
What
my
them number?
God, this is a huge lump of money that's going to be
Right.
influenced into it, or excuse me, influxed into our system, and our roads still suck. You know what I'm saying? Like everything still sucks in Connecticut. There is no like, oh, because marijuana is here now, now we have blank. Like it,
Right.
nothing ever comes of it. It never happens. And then everybody always cries broke on the government side of, well, we just don't have enough money to blank. And it's like, yeah,
Right. Where's it
so
going? Whose
e-
yacht are we funding?
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to the boys club or like what the good old boys club, as they say? You know, the top percentile niggas. You know,
Mhm.
the 2% or whatever they call themselves, millions and billionaires. Like, yo, this is just fun money, West, man. You know.
But yeah, to fly back to Oregon,
Mm,
everything being legal is wild.
yeah,
And I
that's
think it'd be a cool experiment too. Like,
to
and
see
I'm
how
glad
that
the
pans
experiment's
out.
not happening around me, you know, but
Right.
say
It's not
that.
it's not bordering where we're at. It's actually
Yeah.
a whole long way away
Yep.
to get there. But yeah, the Oregon, are they blue state? I think they're blue state. I
I
think
believe they are bright blue. I believe they are
right.
Smurf blue. I believe they are Pepsi blue.
It's funny when you look at the blue reds, man. It's the coastal. I think we're more liberal around the coast. I think the water soothes us somehow because the more inland you go, the more fucking angry and the more bitter they become. I think they need ocean water. That's it. Problem solved.
I
Oh,
think it's just we're literally living different lives. Like you need to remember, like it's straight up people that live in the city versus people that live in the country. We're not living the same life, so
right,
people wouldn't understand those problems as we wouldn't understand their problems. You know, like how we
right,
talk about on the East Coast, like and the West Coast too. But like we don't need guns like that. Yo, when you're living on a farm and wolves are attacking your fucking sheep, you do need a gun like that. You know,
right,
like not
right,
yo, not everything is the same for everybody. Like people have different needs. You know, like no,
right,
I don't think somebody that lives in New York City needs a machine gun. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
hey, when you got wolves running up on your property, maybe you do need one. Who the fuck knows?
Right. Now that's the thing where you said right there, key word is like you said, you might need one or two, not 38. You know what I mean? Like I think there should be a cap. I almost like, yo, man. At what point is like I hold them in the gun as one. Niggas be having a couple hundred guns, man. Like what small militia are you trying to fund right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of guns for there's no cap on it. So as long as you got money down there, man, you buy whatever the fuck you want. These guys just they're buying guns and like I'm not anti-gun because I do have a gun license, but I think there's an excessiveness at some point that people should kind of be watched out for. Then you run into shit like the guy in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? That guy had his hand, all that money he had, he was able to get his hands on all kinds of shit.
I
Illegal
think
or not.
it's interesting, and it's tough to put because then what is the cap? And then
Right.
who is that person to say what the cap? It's the same thing when we talk about
Well,
abortion. Like
right.
what's the okay, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Like what
Right.
is
I don't know. I feel like guns you could put a number on more than something like that. I don't know. To me personally, I mean, it's like it's like, listen, man, you ain't no more than 20. If you say somebody can't have, I mean, they got a limit on Connecticut. With firearms, you're only allowed to have 10, 11 rounds, and that's they don't even you can't even buy a gun in the state legally at a gun store with more than 10 rounds clips. You know what I'm saying? Because it's illegal here.
but
They put a number on that, but it's stupid though to me because it doesn't say you can have fucking 10 clips in your pocket.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it is. It's just an 11-round clip, but you're not limited to the amount of ammo you can have, and not
Right.
limited to the amount of
Right. But
Yeah.
why even cap that? So that like that's counterproductive. That's stupid to me. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yep.
like
It's kind of
you
just they have it on paper, and it doesn't. It's the people that make the rules don't have to follow the rules, and that's where you get in trouble. And that's in business. That's in every job I've ever been at. The boss will tell you something. You're like, but you don't do the job. You don't get that. No,
right.
that doesn't.
I think some people don't understand that. It's like, when you see boss shit, there's things that you just can't do that your boss is doing. You know what I'm saying? That's the nigga's gonna leave early for the day with pay. That's
For real.
you know what I mean?
That's stuff I've never been mad. Like even people bring up the whole, like now there's the big movement about billionaires shouldn't have all that money. They need to give some of it away. Jesus Christ. If somebody, I don't think I'm ever going to be at that level, praise God. Hopefully I make it to be a millionaire one day, but
right.
that's just some weird shit. Like you got too much. We need some of it. I don't know, man. I
You're
don't get
forcing
it.
somebody like, if I want to give, then that's on my conscience if I don't or do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I got this money to this point. If I turn a blind eye to helping, then that's just something for my soul to settle with. If it don't, you know what I mean? If it's something I got to deal with, or
Yep.
because I mean, who was it? It's like shit. I could be a bum, you know what I'm saying, or for lack of a better word, or someone homeless. Excuse me, vagrant. They like that word. I could be a vagrant. And guess what? You live in a one-room apartment. You got more than me. Should I be knocking on your door like, yo, my man? Yo, I'm saying like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some of the but you think about it, some of the panhandlers they get aggressive like that, almost kind of like,
Oh
yo,
yeah.
you got more than me. Like, yo, hold on, man.
Mhm.
Maybe I need all my money.
Yeah.
Maybe I should come look for you because now I don't got no fucking change on me to pay for my meter, and I just got a goddamn $20 ticket that I forgot about for a month, and now I went up to $40, $60, and I got to thank your ass because I gave you the change. I can break it down to that level, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
things like that. You know what I mean?
I think, it's too many people like wanting a handout or not even wanting a handout, because I think wanting a handout is fine. It's the expecting a handout.
Right.
It's that,
What they're doing, what somebody's doing is enforcing their morals on other
yeah.
people. That's my morals. If I was me, I would do that, but that's not you. You know what I mean? It's
And I don't even think it's that level, because you don't know what you would do if you had that. Like that's
right.
there. I
That's what
think
broke
it's
people
easy to
say.
say when you don't have it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's easy to no. It's the man. I would have dunked that shit. Yeah. Are you sure? Because you're on the bench. Like,
Can you dunk?
right. But I feel you on that, because I've seen people online where they talk about, the CEO of Walmart makes $1,000 more an hour than fucking a checkout lady. I'm like, they should. I don't what? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
It's
right. If everybody could be the
those
boss,
salaries
who's the
should be
boss?
nowhere close. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
those salaries should be nowhere close. Of course, every company could pay people more. You know what I mean? Probably. And excuse me, I take that back. I don't mean every company. I mean every huge company.
Huge, right? You're talking WalMarts and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys, money flows coming in. Come on, hey, slide those cashiers about 17, $18.
Of
Cut that out.
course.
You
Like
know what I'm
I
saying?
went to IKEA the other day and I saw they're like IKEA hiring starting 1275 with an exclamation point after it. And I'm like, chill the fuck out
Why?
with the exclamation point first of all. You know what I
Period's
mean?
fine. Period's fine. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
yeah,
leave
yeah.
it blank.
Exactly. Leave ... You know what I'm saying? Leave a question mark.
Confused face emoji.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Leave the Jordan shrug after it. You know?
dot Jordan truck.
Yeah, just well.
Yeah, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Like, yo, man, it's real out there. But you know, even hey, listen, coming home smelling like leftover fucking Whopper juice and
Yep.
and French fries, and it's not pleasant, man. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
those guys, you know, are working and busting their ass and dealing with annoying people and stuff like that for $13 an hour. Like, I mean, come on, man. Sometimes you got
Yeah.
to reward somebody for certain kind of jobs like that, man. Like, you know, I was never involved, luckily, in my careers of jobs of actually having a job at a fast food establishment. But
Same.
I
Yeah.
just look at it like, nah, I'd probably be fucking throwing burgers. Nah, you know,
Hmm.
you know, you get mad at other people for not working. You know, somebody slacking, and you know, I don't know. But I think they should get paid more. But shit like that, you know what I mean?
I feel, and I also think like it would be a cool thing to try out. Is like, yo, if we gave you $17 an hour, $18 an hour, would you
Change
perform
them.
better,
Right,
or would you just be like, I'm getting this fucking money, fuck this shit? You know, like
right.
it'd be an
Range
interesting.
start. Right. It depends on that person too. Right. It's gotta be like, you know, that's almost like now we go back to the fine writing they like to put in these things. You know, you get it on a incentive based value. You know what I mean? Like you know, like they do in the NFL. Like we'll give you a contract, but you know, we have certain incentives on the you know, certain things in the contract that if you mess up, it's voided. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If you do this, like Antonio Brown, he comes with one of those, like guaranteed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's got one in Tampa right now. Tampa Bay Bucks signed him. Antonio Brown. We'll talk about that a little bit, but
Wow.
yeah, yeah, he's going with Tom Brady. It's a whole nother avenue we'll talk about, but but nah, with that, what I hear what you're saying though, it's like trying to feel as though the worker should be making as much as the owner is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah, yeah.
anybody in those
Or
top tier
even a
management.
comparative salary is ridiculous. Like
Right.
because
You can't. We can't all be the same, man. We
yeah.
can't. You know what I mean? That's like you. Everybody's like that's that. Give everybody a prize shit. Yeah, listen,
Yep.
sometimes there's winners in the race. Actually, there's always a winner in the race. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's a loser. Your first place and last place, man. That's shit. That's the pecking order of life. You know what I
Yo,
mean? You
peck
think that.
on them.
You know what I'm saying? Birds when they flock south, man, they can't know they ain't got time to sit and be like, yo, Johnny Wing is fucked up. What we gonna do? We gonna leave his ass, man. We're
We
gonna fly
can't
out.
all be Rudolph. You know what I'm saying? We can't all be Rudolph.
Right. That's a t-shirt right there,
The name of this episode.
nigga. You can't all be Rudolph, man. You know, but you know, still shine in your own way, but sometimes you can't lead the sled.
Talk to him. That might be the song this year. Yo, and that's a crazy thing too. And of course, we'll talk about it more behind the
Quickly,
scenes,
yeah.
but it's coming quick. Like
It's
we
quick,
got to
bro.
start working on the damn
I
song
know.
because it's already November 5th. You know what I'm saying?
Woo. Oh man, I'm gonna have to draw cartoons for these niggas, and we'll do an animated. They give you all stick figures.
Y'all put the
That'd be a beautiful.
stick on them.
I put the stick, pull that click on them. She said she want that big. Hold up.
Hold up.
Yeah, but nah. Yeah. So what was the initial point you was at? Was Oregon?
Oregon's
We
on
went down a
drugs,
tree
man.
of like and then getting the money there, and it's just is that was that a political move? Why did they drop that during the election that they're doing? Like you know what I mean?
Well, everything gets voted on during the election. It's
Does it?
not just
Okay.
elections. There's also, always wild shit on the ballot. Like
Bills and
a lot
shit.
of this is when a lot of states vote on marijuana. This is when a lot of states vote on different. I think some people
Right.
had mushrooms and different other psychedelics on the ballot this year, but yeah, Oregon
Yeah.
had Booth City on their fucking ballot, and they voted it. Which, like I said, man, I think it'll be an interesting, but
Right.
there's also too they
It's
legalized
bordering
excuse me
states,
well,
man.
legalized and decriminalized whatever you want to say, but meth, like, yo,
I
that's
know.
different. Like,
Right, right. We're
that's
talking
not
levels.
marijuana. Yo,
It's different
meth,
levels. They will never prescribe meth as a medication. Never.
I hope not.
I know. Geez, let me say never, but I can never like. There's no upside to that. I've never seen a positive outcome of a meth head, and we don't even have them here on the East Coast like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But from the footage and shit I've seen in documentaries and shit like that,
yeah,
yeah, it's almost like quicker than crack. You know, crack people to get into crack. They lose weight real quick and they get sunken
Mhm.
in the face and all that. They said crystal meth is almost like 2 to 3 times faster.
Yeah.
That process happens to you when you do that shit. You know what I
R.I.P.
mean?
to all the lost teeth out there because
Right. Oof. Teeth sunken and just oof. That's
gone.
just from never brushing, never taking care of nothing, just getting up, get up, get high.
Yeah.
Talking to everybody with the yuck mouth, trying to get high. Come on, kitty. You
Yucky.
know what I mean? What you want to say hi to the people? You're harassing them. Say hi to these little niggas. Who you voted today, boo? You voted today. So yeah, that's a good thing to dive into. Let me explain my voting experience because I actually went to a poll. Did you go to a poll?
I didn't because I had my
You mailed it.
second day of work and I worked from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and I'm sorry to say it wasn't
It
in the
didn't
cards
happen.
this year.
It
And
was like, yo, must stay, you have my back. I've been doing this.
but I'll tell you, real quick
Or
before you
maybe
tell your story, I got not accosted, but I got sternly talked to by plenty of people on my delivery route. I'm a delivery driver now, and there were a lot of you vote. Are you going to vote? Are you going to
oh,
make sure you
you,
vote? Vote, 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 vote.
yo,
Like,
and you know what's so funny? You said that. I'm gonna say because I don't belong to either political party. I pick whoever I want. If it's
yeah,
Democrat that year, if it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Green Party. But it depends if I like the person. But I will say one thing. It is very identifiable who you are, party, by that simple thing he just said. If you're asking me, did you get out and vote? 100% you're a Democrat.
yeah, yeah,
100%. Republicans don't ask you shit like that.
yep,
They're very secretive with their ballot, you know what I'm saying? Unless they're like around other Republicans. We're gonna get this one or what? Like fucking mumble shit. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? They kind of fill you out to see if you're a Republican. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
let you. But Democrats always they kind of look at you like somebody look at you and especially me. It's like if I'm black, automatically, you're gonna say you're Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Like
yep.
for the most part, you know what I'm saying? You run into somebody like you get out and vote, pal. Come on, Black Lives Matter, right? You gotta. And then if I was the guy to be like, no, I actually voted for Trump. Gasping, how could you? He hates
Yeah.
you. You know.
I get like well and to me too, like my vote, this is a sin to say, but my vote would not have mattered because I can't vote for Biden because
I don't know.
listen, if Biden wins, Biden will not be president at the end of 2021. He won't. It'll be Kamala Harris or Kamala
I
Harris
think
or Camilla Harris, however the fuck she pronounces her name.
Kamala. I think
But
it's Kamala.
yeah, Kamala. But
Kamala.
and then on the other note, even if I wanted to vote for Trump, which I didn't, we're not a red state anyway, so it doesn't matter
Right.
at that level. The
Right.
local level would have mattered, but
It
in
gets drowned out here. That red
exactly.
shit gets buried in the mud every time election. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in
Well, we looked it up. Last time was 1988 for our state.
right,
So
that's right, you said that, yeah. Yeah, it was but it was I voted for Joe. I did. Out of one teardrop. I just did it was like, you know what? To be honest, it was a I just want I'm just can we get somebody new in there? I don't I just for what he stands for outside of politics, man. You just get tired of hearing it. I'm getting tired of hearing talking to my mother in the morning in the gas. You heard what he said? You're like, first of all, nobody ever. Why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? It's like reality TV, and you know what? I get tired of watching those too. I might have saw one or two that I got into at one point. Maybe I got through a season of Mob Wives before, but then after that, it's like, all right, I'm done. You know what I mean? Jersey Shore, I might have saw a couple episodes back in the day. After that, I'm done. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, he gave me 4 years of some laughs of some dumb shit, but can we move on? And the kind of hatred he's spewing out there, man, it's my favorite word, spew, by the way. The hatred he's spewing out there, man, I can't put my cap on, man. So I just him as a person, you know what I mean, outside of politics, and yeah, I couldn't give him the nod on that, and I didn't know
yeah,
who the fuck, and I didn't know who the other person was. So you know what I mean? I was like, I went down the list. I could have did a write in like Fat Cat suggested and wrote myself,
yeah.
but that's
It's
just
one of those
stupid at
things. I
that
mean,
point.
if like straight up, if you want to, and I mean no disrespect, whoever wants to do that can do it. But straight up, yeah, like if you want to go waste your time, you can do that. But and that's
Right.
a lot of people talk about the whole like lesser of two evils and don't pick. But if you're going to vote, you might as well vote for one of the two because third is not going to win. Like no matter what. So
Right.
it's
Yeah, I like to feel like this shit matters to me, so I feel like I get some out of it. You know what I mean? I feel like shit, man. I had so many fucking ancestors that didn't even have that fucking right, man. So you know what kind of
Mm.
right am I even doing for them? You know what I'm saying? Like fucking people that marched in the '60s and relatives. You know what? Even if it shit didn't matter, let me get the fuck out there. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
no, I
it
think
was,
it matters if you vote for one of the top two. I think it
right,
does not matter if you vote for anybody else because they aren't winning. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right,
perhaps that's the wrong attempt, or excuse me, that might be the wrong visual to put on it because of, if everybody thought differently, then maybe they could win. But I don't know. It just right now, when there's only two to pick from,
right.
if you're going to vote, you have to pick from one of those
I
two.
know, and that's crazy because I feel like now you say that in the past elections, there's been more. I mean, am I feel like this? Wasn't there more people at some point? Then it come
Oh
down
yeah.
to like, right? Okay,
and,
I'm
and, and there
like,
was and there
I'm
was
looking at
in
the
this
ballot.
election
It looked
there
naked
was
on
in
the
this
ballot.
election
Yeah,
too. It's just when they don't get enough votes to even get on the stage to talk shit,
right.
then it's just
And I would say due to the pandemic, that was a lot of that. You know, you can't. There's no campaigning all year. There was nothing. You know what I mean? That's why some people look at it as like, was that something? I don't know, man. But it was like there was a lot of people that didn't run this year because of they couldn't get out there and fucking. How you gonna have a rally? You know what I'm saying?
yep.
You can't get people behind you if you're not out there with your voice and your fucking megaphone and all that good shit that you still have to do. Public appearances and public speaking. You know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a great experience, anyways. I
Yeah.
almost wish I didn't go, just because of the unpleasantries at the place I went to. I don't know. It was very school up the street. First I went to. I was talking to my neighbor. I was like, "Damn, I lost the paper." She's like, "Well, I know I'm supposed to go to this school," and they told me, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, all right. Well, you're my neighbor. I figured I'd go to the same one." So I get there. They were nice over there. Now your name's not here. You're at the other school. Because I just moved in. I had to show my ID, new address, yada yada. I said, I got it in the mail, so I'm registered. You know what I'm saying? So send me to the other school. Now I get to the other one. I go inside. It's like in the gymnasium, and there's a bunch of just like scattered, like those little rubber like placemat things with colors like they use for like something probably the kids use for a fucking gym. They're like scattered around, which no direction or anything. Am I supposed to stand on these? Are these 6 feet markers, or do we stand for red and blue for what the fuck? Little letter, and then it was like you get to the line. There was so much confusion. There was so much. They were like so unorganized and so like. Haven't y'all been doing this shit since 6 o'clock in the morning? Like I went there like 9:30, 10 o'clock. You know what I'm
Got to
saying? Like
remember real quick though, they're all volunteers. And that's the problem.
no, yeah, I know that, but I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm not
I
shitting on
thought
them. I'm
three.
shitting on the
Right,
system. I'm shitting
right,
on the system of like that should not be once every 4 years you can sign up to do some volunteer work and have no idea what the fuck you're doing and have a reaction on
right,
this outcome, have an
right.
impact on this outcome.
Yeah, it was just they were all confused at what to do. They kept sending me, and then it's like I walk up to the table. All right, she gets. They take there's two of them looking for my address at the same time. like there's two. Like, what's the name? Okay, address. And they're both going. They're like, all right, they huddle up and shit. All right, you guys got it. Like, okay, what? All right, all right. Go over now. Walk in. I had to walk backwards, like in a circle, like in the same area. Take 2 steps around and come right here and stand behind that line. Okay, stand behind this line. Okay, now he's ready for you. Go over there and get your ballot from him. All right, now come back directly to where you were, but stand over around about behind that line. All right, now that line, and now you wait in this line here, and they were like, oh no, not there, and then they're yelling at each other. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Can I just fucking write it and then give it to you and walk away? Because right now
Right.
this is really confusing and stupid, and it's like somebody give me the whistle. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna blow the whistle on this whole situation and shut it down. But then I get my joint. I get up to the little booth. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking it all in, looking at everybody's name and boom, circling and things. Then I go over to the spot where it's like there's the machine where you feed it to, but it's like 3, 4 people like staring and just standing there. So I'm like, okay. I said they didn't get any instruction. I said, all right, we'll just put it any way you want. So I put it in face down where my I thought it was supposed to be like a secret ballot, kind of like no, I'll just put it upside so you guys can see. I didn't really care, but people that really care, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like I don't remember this. I don't remember being like this. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
you're not supposed to. Nobody is supposed to know who you voted for.
Right. So
I
it's
mean, of
like,
course, you can tell someone if you want, but like you're
right.
saying with that situation, you're not supposed to be like, okay, just put it there, and then 3 people are looking at it. That's not supposed
Right.
to happen.
So I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is this? So it made me feel like, are these people like from like, if they're from a certain party, did he see my bubble was highlighted and it was a Democratic and he was a Republican, or if it was a Republican, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
because then I put it in and I'm sitting there like, not for nothing. I enjoy the process sometimes, the feeling like for a fucking second that I matter. Can I get a fucking sticker? So I'm like, so yeah, what? He goes, yeah, I don't, whatever you want one of these. Bro, what are we doing? I said, are they fucking voter stickers? Give me one. Yeah. Oh, here, I don't know. Take this one. They were different. They had like, damn, I left it in my car. They had like pictures, and this one was a picture of a woman from way back when. I forgot what her name was, but something in there. I think it was like um Black History. I think she was an African American woman. Yeah, but they gave me the, and then it's just like he kind of. Then I'm like I'm walking away like, what? Did he just give it to me? Trying to be funny or something? Like I don't know. It was a very bad experience at that place. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I voted before where I like to feel like the cattle like I was before. Cattle me in, cattle me out. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Don't fucking treat it like a weird. Just I don't know. Maybe it's because it's this year. Maybe it's because it's election. It's pandemic. Maybe
But like you're saying, it seemed wild, unorganized,
right.
and
And then
and that's the problem. If you've been watching the news, like everybody, nothing seems like nothing's right. You know what I mean? Like everything just seems off this year, where everybody is saying like similar experiences to you had, and nothing seems right. You know what I mean? Like even
right,
in, once again, whoever wins wins. It doesn't matter to me. But how they're counting different, like you can see the fraud already, where they're like, this is just an example. This is not true of what I'm saying, but they're saying like North Dakota had 20,000, mail-in ballots, and they were all for Joe Biden. And you're like, no, that's statistically impossible. You're telling me that 0 people that mailed in a ballot voted for Trump. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense. Like, and once again, that's a fictional, example, but
right.
a lot of things happening like that, where it's just none of
Right.
it makes
Therefore,
sense. And how you
and
said,
and
if
it could be
someone's
that push
looking
to
at your
get
damn vote, what the fuck is
right.
that?
Right. I was just like, this is, and then I was like, you weren't even going to offer me a sticker. Did you see me on the flip that I voted for Biden and you're acting like an ass right now? Or I don't know what, you know what I mean? It's like, I put it down face down, but it was just like, yeah, put it in any way. Put it any way. And I'm just looking, I'm like, what is it, the fucking mob? I put it the face down. Like, you know what I mean? Do I get a sticker that say I voted today? Or what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
They didn't even have the regular ones that just say I voted today. It just said vote. It said vote today, but it was like a picture, and they had
Yep.
multiple ones up there. I wasn't about to sit there and look at all of them. I was like, what are these? What? Oh, that's the vote. I don't know. You want one? Yeah. What the fuck, pal? Isn't
Yeah.
that what this is supposed to be about? But I think this America is suffering from PTSD, man, over this pandemic. And I think these people are spilling out of their homes now, and they're trying to coincide with things, and like you said, volunteering, like. Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They probably didn't want to
Yeah.
even be there.
Well, the other thing too, that once again, like I keep preaching because it's the truth. Nobody has a memory anymore. This happens every fucking election.
Right.
Every fucking election. Like this isn't,
People get
your
really crazy.
your experience is unique to yourself, but the overall experience is not unique at all. This happens every 4 fucking years. It happens every 4 years. Like,
People panic. It's like running around the pantry. Grandma's coming. We got to pick the. Come on. It's like, why do we do this every time grandma comes?
yeah. Every 4 years the voting gets fucked up because once again, every 4 years we just have who wants to volunteer and come down and help out. And we
Right.
don't, your mic just went crazy off that.
Oh, sorry.
It's one of those like, who are these people that are volunteering? Same shit. It's just I don't know, man. I can't believe we're so bad at voting. You know what I mean? Like to be, as we keep questioning, and I love my country, but as we are, the greatest country ever, like, I don't know, bro, because the evidence keeps looking a little bit lopsided of we can't even fucking vote correctly
Right.
or vote confidently.
It's funny how that works.
As
How we
you
say we're the
said,
greatest country
you're
ever.
not necessarily confident that your vote was counted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you think it was, but it was also a weird situation that you went through. Instead of
Right.
I went in, boop, everything went fine, cool, and I left. And then you would probably
Right.
have a clear conscience, you'd have a clear mind that everything went
Right.
well. But instead, you went in, shit got weird for a minute, and then you left out like, what? I didn't like what just happened.
Right. I didn't even
That's
put my
not how
sticker
voting
on.
should go. You
Right. I
know?
didn't even put it. Usually I do the proud little shit. Put my little sticker on today. Nigga, you was out. I was out. You was out there. You know. Ain't doing that. I just had the sticker in my hand and just looked at it with just confusion. Just sat in my
Yeah.
car for a second, like, all right, I guess that happened.
Yeah, and that's just like, that was weird.
You know what? And then I look at something, man. Uh, I don't know. I kind of take pride in being in the blue side of things. I don't know. It's weird. People do too much sometimes, but I don't know how my pressure would be in a spot where it's so in your face. You know what I mean? That it really like in the Southern Bible Belt, living in like those kind of areas where what I mean, it's a different kind of in your face. But I guess if you grew up with it, be differently.
Yeah.
Just with the negative people that are there just seems like a lot more in those areas of things. you know but like I said, right when you were saying that thing about being the greatest country in the world, I like to feel that, but that's what we've been. I don't know, I never lived anywhere.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't. I mean, we know textbook history about other countries that are textbooks about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they saying about themselves? They probably have a whole different thing that, like, nigga, we don't do that. That's not true.
Well, what are they saying about themselves, and what do they say about us? Because if you
Right? They might
look
have a
at,
different.
like, I love watching Skynet, it might be, and like BBC and shit like that, because they're free on the Roku, bro. And like news in other countries, they just say what the fuck happened. It's not opinion based news. It's, hey,
Right.
this is what happened. And at sometimes, yes, it could be boring because we're so used to fucking 1,000 milligrams of sugar in our face every day. But I'd rather just have the news. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
of tell me what happened, and then I can make my own opinion on it. And I can make my own decision of what I'd like to do with it now, instead of like I said, bro, being at the gym, being on the treadmill and seeing Fox News right next to CNN, and they're telling the same story, except they're saying this is a great job by Trump, this is a great job by Biden, this is a horrible job by Biden, this is a great job by, and
It's
then
like
you're just like,
everybody's on the fucking take. What is? I know it's like
exactly.
pick a network and whatever you like. You said pick the one that's gonna fluff your ego of what you believe in. That's the channel you're
Yeah.
gonna run with. Like why would I watch a channel that just talks shit about football all the time when I love football? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like why? Oh, this channel's all about we hate that fucking American football, and this is all 100,000 reasons why how stupid it is. And they're like,
Yep.
hold on, man, I love football. Why would I watch this show? You know
And
what I
for
mean?
me, it fucks with me to the point of where I'm like, it it hurts me even more that people don't understand what's going on. Like, for instance, of if you are in the red, everything that you want to back up what you believe is out there, and if you're in the blue, same thing on that side. So it fucks with me that people, like, I guess they just don't notice that the other
Right.
side exists.
Right. You're in the area where you're with like-minded people, so
It's
just run
echo
with it.
chamber shit. Like,
Right.
people want that shit nowadays where they can say it and all they get is like, hell yeah, man, instead of someone being like, no, I don't believe that same thing. And
Right.
now if somebody does disagree with you, then it can't be that they are also a normal human being that just has different thoughts. It's, you're either racist, you're homophobic, you're a bigot, you're
Right.
everything else except for you just have a different opinion, or you just have different ideals in your life.
Right. Right. No, I had a talk with a lady when I brought my mother to the doctor's yesterday, and there was a lady that was in there. I know, like I said, once again, we're all masked up. I knew it was the Democrat vibe because like, hi, you got the vote today? Very high pitched, blonde older lady. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
but she had a really interesting conversation, and we were talking about things, and she seemed to like move all around. She lived in other places, and for her, she was like certain things when she went to another area in the South where she lived. I forgot where she said in Georgia somewhere at one point, or in Tennessee, and she ran into something, and it was something. And she was older, and it was like she was not too like already an adult, visiting her daughter or something like that, and it was such a different experience that she's seen close. It's like did the whole like it was that long in her life she went without a culture shock like that
Yeah.
personally. You know what I mean? Because it's not here. You know what I'm saying? When she grew up in the Northeast kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying, and or California where they have that same vibe. You go to these different areas. If you're not you know what I mean, you're not exposed to it, it's always going to be that, you know, that shock value. Actually, like, oh, you motherfuckers just sling that around here like that and we're just flying away. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like, man. But, you know, you're already living in a blue state. You already got the people around you that think like you. So you're in the right area.
Hmm.
What you mad about?
Yeah, I it's that thing of people aren't okay until everybody agrees with them, and that's never going to
Right,
happen. When
right,
it's just like, yo, if you have your opinions, cool,
right.
that's fine.
And
Like
that's
to
what,
me, I'm interested in seeing what happens if Biden does win, because like I said, he's not going to be president. So then that's going to move on to Kamala, and I'm like strapped in tight for that because wow, that's going to be crazy. And it's just not going to be good. And
yeah.
it's going to be one
I
of
don't know.
those.
I don't know enough about her. I know
Yeah.
nothing really. So it's kind of like even with
And
Pence, you
that's
know.
where like by no means am I shitting on your choice, because a lot of people do, but there's so many people voted against Trump instead of voting for Biden. You know what I mean? It's the same lever that you pulled, the same dot
Yep.
that you filled in. But I think there's so many people like what you just said there. It's kind of like, well, just not him. And
Yep.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
not mad at
So then,
any choice,
right.
but
So
that's going to be one of
right.
those.
But you might throw the nigga face. So you didn't vote for that nigga. Yo, you voted for that nigga? Every time some bullshit, yo, didn't you vote for Joe? You better not ever say nothing bad about that mother. You voted for that.
Well,
Hey, listen,
that's what everybody got with the people that voted for
it's
Trump.
like I'm a
You
Knicks fan,
voted
but they
for him.
right. I'm a Knicks fan, but they suck. I still rock with them though. What do you want me to do?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like I just said, man. And I definitely gave that. You know, and to be totally honest, I gave the fucking exactly what you said. I gave the other guy. I gave the other guy a vote. That's what
Yep.
that is. It's called the other guy vote. Who's the other guy? Boop. Pick him.
Yeah.
You know. Uh. Yeah. But I. You know who I didn't pick because I got tired of seeing it. Our for our Senate here. I'm sorry, Rosa DeLaura. It's time. It's time. She's been here, bro. I was in grammar school. I remember her coming to class talking about it. Here's Senator Rosa DeLaura. Grammar school.
Yeah.
40 years old right now. What are we talking about?
There, once
She's
again,
still there running.
how we were talking on the Swamp documentary that we reviewed. How are there not term limits for everything? When people
Right.
like think about how mad people get that Trump was in there for 4 years, and they're oh my god, 4 years. And like you
Right.
said, this lady's been in there for 30 something
Because
years. Same thing. Joe Biden's
right.
been in the government for 47 years.
Because people forget, you got to remember each state runs things. Remember, each state runs things differently, man. There's different tax brackets, there's different type shit, you know, depending what
Yep.
state you live in, depending how you get hit. And these are the people that dictate. It's almost like we shoot so high that we don't really look at those branches, you know what I mean? That really kind of
Exactly.
affect us more than the highest. Like your local shit is affecting you probably more in your daily fucking life than you know about
Oh yeah.
federal and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like shit in Oregon's not really affecting me right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bro,
you said, there's gonna be crackheads running rampant. There's so many borders between us. Like it's not really gonna concern me.
yeah.
You know?
Unless, I mean, you can maybe take a hit off a meth pipe and run across the country. Who knows?
I love it.
How much meth do you have? You know what I'm saying? That's how long that shit takes.
Give
They'll
me
show up with a bloody stump and just like, I'm here. I don't have any feet left, but I'm here.
with the Forrest Gump beard.
For real.
Jenny.
No, man, it's gonna be an interesting, but even to like what you were saying, yes. And I feel like because the presidential election gets so much heat,
Right.
we always skip over what really affects us, because for as mad as anybody was about Bush, Obama, Trump, they really do not affect your normal everyday life. They just don't.
No.
They're on the news all the time, so people, see them and feel however they feel about them, but they don't affect your everyday life. It's just not how it goes. Like, because people still don't understand. They're not a king. This is not a monarchy. They still have to go through all the correct channels
Right.
to make anything happen. It's
Right. It's the house that's and then that's what happens when you get all these bipartisans and everybody's party heavy, and they start taking over the house. Now you got a Democrat. That's what happened with Obama. He's Democrat president. And then you get all these Republicans. So it's already like I'm so party over here.
Yep.
Anything you put on that table, I'm kicking off. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it becomes a bunch of babies in a room. You know what I mean? Grown ass men acting like children when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like go to your corner. Time out for you niggas. Go
Yep.
sit in the corner and think about this shit.
Well,
Man.
it's funny that that new Supreme Court judge, like I do not know every single thing about her, but because Trump nominated her, they hated her. And
Right.
literally like she's a woman who she adopted 2 kids from Haiti and the left
Right.
found a problem in that.
But you know why?
They
You know
found a
why?
problem.
My mother. It's funny because my mother was actually mentioning her today. Why she didn't really care for her because my mother's pro-choice and
Yeah, yeah.
she's pro-life and she's very devout like with her religion, I believe. And my
Mhm.
mother said to her it was very unfair to have somebody like that because of her beliefs. She's already going to give somebody a shortcoming on judging. You know what I'm saying?
But you
Like
can't because like
I
she
know.
explained in the no, but I'm telling you, she explained in her hearing, you literally can't do that when you're a judge. Your personal opinion does not
Yeah,
matter. And because you need to
but
remember,
I know
she's not doing
it's by
individual
law, but
cases.
but yeah, they say that, but there's judges that you can look the other way or drop the hammer, and that's by their way they're judging it. You know what I mean? That's why they call them. You know what I mean? Like they're using the law, but then they also use their judgment
No,
as
I feel
far
you,
as
but you're
you know what
talking
I
about
mean?
people like Judge Judy. This is the Supreme Court. This is the biggest court in the land. Like you can't do that shit at that level. Like that doesn't fly. It's literally illegal to do
Yeah,
that. Like you can't
yeah.
do that.
There's a
And
lot
that's
of things they can't do and they do. So I blows my mind, bro.
yeah, yeah. But it's
You
also
know what
that
I
thing of
mean?
it's literally the same thing of that information and this information. It's whichever one you want to believe. Like I personally
Right.
do not because you literally can't do that. And that's why because it's the Supreme Court. I feel you. And people like Judge Judy and local judges, yes, there's asshole judges, but you literally cannot do that because all those judges are on the Supreme Court is they go, this is the law and we have to follow it. It's not opinion judging. It's not, oh, you've
Yeah.
been here 3 times before. It's none of that shit. But
Yeah.
you've been here before. But
Yeah. I just feel like the judges, you know, I know they do that, but I just feel like there's still a little bit of personal something in there though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. As
I
far as
know what you're saying, but not on the Supreme Court. And that's why the Supreme Court seats are so big. It's because that shit doesn't fly up there. And that's why Biden is talking about
so
he
why
wants
they
to
even
add
need
more
it then?
seats. Because
What?
because it's when all other courts fail, they go to Supreme Court. And that's like the
Right.
final say in everything. And what
Yeah,
they
I
do
know,
in
but
Supreme Court is they go, this is how the law is written, not how we interpret the law. It's literally what is written on the paper is what we can do because that
right.
woman even said because they asked her a million questions about that and she's like regardless of my faith, I will follow the law. Like and I get why people are scared, but she answered literally all of the questions. Now we'll see, how it proceeds if the cases come up, but it's one of those, it was fear mongering. You know what I mean? To me, it was fear mongering because they asked her all the questions and she answered all of the questions. But then people
I didn't
go
see
into,
any of it. I don't like. I was just going off of that a little bit. I didn't see anything about her.
yeah,
I could just see that part. That's all. You know what I mean? You know, I can see that being a thing of you know. But I hear what you're saying. It's by law she can't do that. You know.
yeah, it's literally impossible for her to do it. And there's fucking six
I've never.
other judges along
Yeah.
along with her, or excuse me, yeah, I think 6 others or
I
eight
think they
others.
should
I'm
just
not
they
sure.
should just do it like the Chinese consulate and just fucking fight, just punch each other and throw
Okay, so
shoes.
but what I was saying is like how nasty shit gets. That woman, the new Supreme Court judge, she adopted 2 children from Haiti. Like she has like 3 or 4 kids and then adopted 2 kids from Haiti. Guess what? That was a problem because now you're kidnapping kids from Haiti and you're using them as black trophies. And but like it got really stupid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To where if somebody on the left, I almost said kidnapped. If somebody on the left adopted kids from Haiti, it'd be like, oh my God, you're the best person in the world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But because Trump nominated this lady, it was like, oh, now you got kids from Haiti. Really? Really? You adopted kids from Haiti? And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like when people are, and that's
Judging
what
the
we're saying,
judge, man.
the party thing. The party thing is so disgusting because
Yeah.
if somebody in real life adopted kids from Haiti, you'd be like, oh my God, you've sacrificed your life and put in this time and effort to help somebody else out in their life. That's amazing. But now
Right.
it's, oh, but you're a Republican and you did it. Fuck you. And it's like,
Right.
this shit is so
And
dumb.
that's the downside of I would think when you're in a certain state, I think it bleeds through you through your state. I think when you're having so many encounters of people that feel that way, you almost feel like you grew up in that Democrats the way to be in this state. You know what I mean? Or the vibe of it. You know what I mean? Without being
Mhm.
told that. It's more liberal. You run into more liberal-minded people. You know, what was I gonna get at? But it's like you got more liberal-minded people that are in that state, but then you kind of like you almost already write off hearing anything from anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? You already kind of have it instilled in you like Democrats are all about you. You know what I mean? And then that might not even true. So I
Yeah.
just kind of like as I got older, I got to the point like, no, all you niggas lie. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? It's like just because you're a Democrat don't mean you're all about me. That's just the way it's made to be. And it just so happens to be the more wealthy people are Republicans. So that I got to look at them too. Like, well, why are you guys all Republicans? You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
it's like a fucking Elks Club or something. You
Bro,
think about it.
I think that's the biggest lie is that Democrats are for poor people because they're fucking not. Because
Right.
how often, like
They're making money.
in the biggest generalization I'll ever say, all black people vote for fucking Democrats, and Democrats do not help black people ever. But they still
Right.
vote for Democrats. It's fucking weird. And I'm not saying that Republicans would, but it's a weird cycle of like the black people and brown people and a lot of the lower income people, regardless of your race, vote for Democrats and nothing ever changes. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it would change if it was Republicans, but I know that Democrats do not
Well, I
help.
feel like
Like,
we've been through every president, the Republican, Democrat, every House Republican, Democrat, and it's pretty much been the same shit. So yeah, I think that's a pretty solid statement. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, what I mean? It's like no, it's just we've had Republicans and Democrats all through the fucking White House, and it's been the same shit for all of you. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
It goes like I said. I think it's more you got to boil down to your state and down to your local to
I
kind of
agree.
you know what I mean to take care of certain you got to take it more smaller, man, because those guys up there and then fucking DC, they don't give a fuck,
No.
into a certain sense. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, all right, guys, this is what is my state doing for me? I'm
Yeah,
paying
yeah,
taxes and shit to you guys. All right, we like you said, we got fucking medical marijuana now. Where's that going here, Connecticut? You know what I mean? Are
yeah.
we putting back in? You guys are supposed to get tolls. You get tolls for the people cutting through our state, and then you're gonna put that in so we can get rid of car taxes for us, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, help me out. Get rid of my car taxes. Because
But check this out. And to me, how it's going to go if tolls ever come in, then what happens? Because like you're
the
saying,
locals,
they
yeah,
start with we're just gonna the tolls are just for out of state people. Then what
right,
happens when they just go, okay, well now they're for everybody, and it's just there, and it
right.
just happened, and
It
nobody's
just
gonna do a
and
fucking
it's a
thing.
lot of complaints coming from people in private fucking sectors with a lot of traffic going through because people are taking off roads to duck a damn a fucking $1.75 toll or whatever $3.
And
Depending on how
same
much they're gonna
shit,
hit.
bro. But you got to understand, they're talking about putting for that system. They're talking about putting a toll between fucking Bridgeport and New Haven. Like, so anytime like you go that and that's 5 miles on 95.
Right. So you're gonna have to go all the way down. I'm post roading it.
Exactly. And then the post road becomes undrivable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Like fuck this because everybody's on there ducking the
yeah.
damn Milford's complaining. They was
Yep.
like, you can't even get the stores. Accidents, more accidents. Shit
But
all
then
spike over
it
there.
always happens like that of well, we're just gonna do this and then we'll be able to do this, which is all the money that like we're saying, where the fuck does all that money go? Imagine if we could look where the money went. How amazing would that be? If we could be like,
Right.
okay, medical marijuana has brought in boom, boom, millions of dollars. Once again, I don't see a fucking road fixed. I don't see a pothole filled. I don't see
Because remember,
anything done.
it's not a federal funded thing. So
Yeah.
this is by
It's
state.
literally
This
state
is for the
money.
states, right? It's the state. What are you doing with it? You know what I mean? And all
What
these
are you doing with
places,
it?
and I mean, what about town and Milford and all these other places that got? Are you kicking a little bit to the town that you're selling out of? Like, hey man, you hustling out of my town, man. You ain't gonna cut me in.
And then once again, if they do, what's happening with that money? So that's why I get so
Right.
scared about tolls and shit like that. Because if we could see, like, cool, we legalized medical marijuana. Now this has happened. Whatever that fill in the blank is, now this has happened. So then if we do tolls, maybe we can get whatever the next thing is. But
Right.
when it's just constant, no, well, now we're going to tax this and tax this and tax this and tax this. but nothing ever, it's literally taxation without representation. Like, we're paying all these taxes, we do whatever we do, and then we don't ever see anything out of it. Like, we don't,
Right.
in my
I mean,
opinion, we should have immaculate roads. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
If
Like,
that
every road we travel on should be like a new road of
terrible.
just like, this is great.
Right. But you know what? They take care of some of the state roads. You know. Well, maybe not. The Boulevard is pretty good. Have you ever been there in over here in New Haven, Connecticut? The El Grasso Boulevard. On big heavy snowstorms,
Yep.
only road that's completely clear because it's owned by the state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, no, that shit is like everything is good. Like,
But
we just
so
gonna drive through and leave this shit good in your town and be out.
I think you just brought up a great point. Think about that. We have all this fucking money for medical marijuana and everything else, and we're just like, cool, man, at least I got one road clear. Like, what the fuck? That's not what should happen. Like we're so
Right.
used to getting the short end of the stick, and we're so used to ugly things happening that, like, we can't even imagine if it snowed and they actually came out and did their fucking job and cleared off the snow. That
Right.
should not be like a dream of one day, hopefully. Like, I have a
Right.
dream that one day they'll clear the fucking snow off the road.
I have
Like,
a dream. One
because
day these plows will come. Oh, sorry.
exactly. And even in the past couple of years, we've seen that we're like, I have not seen a plow when it's 3 p.m. You know what I mean? And because that's what they do now is, because I remember I was talking to the guys and they said they wait till it stops snowing to send out everybody. They'll send out a couple while it's snowing, and then when it stops snowing, they'll send out everybody so they can limit overtime and they can limit the money that they have to pay. So they don't have, 50 out there for 10 hours. They have 2 out there for 10 hours, and then they'll have, another 45 out there for 5 hours. It's fucking
Right.
disgusting, man.
Yeah.
Once again, where's all the money going?
Where is it going? To the schools. So that is
To
the
the
school. Are
schools.
the schools writing off on that? Which one? You gotta. When when somebody's lying and you go along with it and you just start asking questions because they're lying, just to see how far down the rabbit hole they'll go with it. You know what I mean? Like, are you over there? Oh yeah. And then what happened? Oh yeah, he did that. And then wait, why he did that? And you know what I mean? It's like, I know
Why you did that?
Then it's a lie, so you just keep asking questions, and
Mhm.
it's like, man, I just gotta play this dumb game. Like, oh yeah, oh no way.
Is
Then
that word?
right, and then at some point he's gonna follow up, like, oh man, see, you had me into that point because they don't even be doing that on Sunday.
Yep.
Oh well, they did. They made they made a special occasion for it.
You
Like,
lied to me.
oh, there's nothing worse than somebody that just stands on a lie even when they're caught.
Right.
I'm pivot, nigga. You ain't what you saw.
Kubo.
Yeah, but I think the country should just breathe, man. Everybody fucking breathe, man. There's gonna be a winner. It's gonna be a loser. It's gonna be back to the same bullshit as usual. It'll be back to your regularly scheduled program of life. There's gonna be certain things that you're just gonna feel like you want to speak on or go about, then you go protest and rallies and you do your thing, how we've always done as Americans. When we want to get something, we fight and kick and scream and protest in a peaceful way, hopefully.
Well, and you
Right.
got to remember, COVID does not live among protesters. So that's the best place to not catch it. So you go and you protest, and you know that
So
you
they
will
say,
always be
or
COVID free.
but maybe they never said where those numbers it came from. Maybe a lot of those numbers came from people from the protest. No,
Absolutely not. And especially Black Lives Matter, because it doesn't go
Well,
like I
that's
said,
because
that's
we're immune to it now. No, we're supposed to be the most. We're supposed to be the most, right?
right.
Remember that stat? I felt really like slighted by that stat. Like, well, if you're black, you got a higher percentage. Of like, are you trying to keep us in the house, man? What the fuck is you
For
trying
real.
to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you think okay, because black people don't be believing y'all and shit. So you got to make
Yep.
it sound a little more serious. Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
y'all niggas is the ones. Like the boogeyman look for y'all first. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, you heard Raheem? They try and get us. Like,
COVID is attracted to the darkness. That's what it
right?
is.
Like, come on, man. Like, that was a weird, strange fact. Of like, how about just people in low-income neighborhoods? It spreads quicker. I don't know. Is that what
And
we're
now
gonna say
I'll
next?
go with, I believe you used fact in the rapper way, because it does not mean that it is the truth. It just means it's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well,
I had
no,
to say
but
slang wise.
dude, there were so many facts and so much information that came out that then a little while later they're like, no, like even now the CDC came out and we're just like, we should not be locking down. Like, this is dumb, because and it's so once again, nobody has a memory, but I'm old enough to remember that when they locked us down, and for some fucking reason they were like, yeah, it's gonna go away. And then when they opened everything up and we all came back out, now people are getting it. Well, why the fuck do you think? Because now we're all around like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
one of those like this is kindergarten shit. Like we were all separated from each other, so then it went down. But now when we all get together, it's going to be passed between. Is this what you're saying? Because now
Right.
we're around each other, more people are going to get it. No
Then they
shit.
have that word. What's the we're supposed to gain herd immunity, right? That's
Herd
what they
immunity,
call it.
turd
So that's
immunity.
the
Y'all put the bird in your community. I
you
mean,
listen. You ain't heard. It's just you and me. I don't know.
I spit the word so fluently.
But nah, it's just everything.
Man, and it's it's everything that I need to stop thinking about, because then I always go to I always expand on it, and I always extrapolate of like, imagine who writes the history book for right now and how
Right.
fucking wrong it's going to be. So then I think back to who wrote the last history book and who wrote the history before that, and everything is
This
fucking wrong. You know what I
because
mean?
like you said, time and situations change, but people never do.
Bars.
Listen, listen, about to write a book on these niggas, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, if you think about it, man, the way people are don't really change. Like the times change, and maybe the way people advance in knowledge and learning and you know what I mean, creating and shit like that. But
Yeah.
as far as how they are, how they think, there's always gonna be greedy people. There's always, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's always been. If there was a tribe of fucking 10 people, they was jealous of the other tribe that had 15. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they had better land. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, what if we just
Yeah.
snub? What if we just snub them niggas out and take that shit, man? Look, we'll
Yeah.
kill all of them. We'll take their land and we can have it all. Like, come on, man. There's a dictator in every village, man.
Ooh.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's somebody in that village that wants to do harm out there in the world. It's because these are the kind of people that exist. People don't change, man. It just,
Talk to him. I just went
instant
wolf
situation.
mode on you. I went,
Oh, you got the brain rot. You got the brain rot.
there's a dictator in every village. Holy shit. I'm changing the name of
Listen.
this episode to that, because I don't give a fuck about Rudolph anymore.
Rudy's coming. He's got his time to shine.
Exactly. He's got all month next month.
All next month, especially on the night of.
There is a
Yeah,
dictator in every village. You are so
man.
right.
Yeah, man, come on. There's somebody that wants to overtake. Somebody wants to knock off the fucking
Yeah.
head of the chief of that village. Or there's somebody, you know, it's because that's people, man, and not everybody's fucking peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now, like you said, man, and all these different people, so they always argued. They always argued.
Yeah.
Their truth and their truth was completely different. And then there was people, you know, probably like us in the middle that's like, man, you guys are all fucked up, but those are the voices that aren't heard back in those times. You know what I mean? The people that were dictating history and spreading it were people that had, you know, the means to make books and spread them and write, you know what I mean? Right.
Well, what do
shit
they always say? History is written by the victors, right? Like the people that win are the people that write the history. And then, so that's why I definitely hit that wall of fuck, everything's fake. You know what I mean? Like instead of there's some stuff here. And then you just go, oh shit, running it all the way back. It's all fake. Fuck, man. I didn't want that.
I know it takes away a lot of good childhood memories.
Yeah.
Just like that never happened.
Yep.
All that
All that
Abraham
shit was
Lincoln
fake.
shit. Abe never really freed him. He was just It was a money Ponzi scheme.
Because I'm telling you, man, you got to think about, even like just to break it down to our level before, like there's been times when we have played concerts and me and you walk out like, damn, yo, that show sucked. But other people would be like, oh my God, this is the first time I saw you guys. This place was amazing. Thank you so much. And so if they write a review of the concert, it's going to be amazing. If we write a review, we're just like, man, that shit was no fucking good. And then extrapolate that through entire US history. And that's how the fuck this shit happens.
And like, who has the one with the biggest platform gets the biggest audience? You know what I'm saying?
To him.
You know what I'm saying? If his plat is up top, he's overseas. Like, don't listen to them niggas. Listen to me. Platypus. It's like, don't listen to them. I'm up higher so you can hear my voice more. This is the truth. Don't listen to them niggas. And if you're believable enough, they run with you, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Hitler made a bunch of motherfuckers believe what he was doing.
Well, and the thing too,
of those guys.
Even if you do have a big enough platform, you don't necessarily have to tell the truth, because you can say what you want, and then if you get caught, the retraction is small. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you put out the big statement and then, oh, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you
Sneak
tell all
that
the
in there,
truth
slide-
out
slide.
there, but then you can tell you were wrong on page 24. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
tell your story on page 1 and then say nah on page 24. You know?
Yeah, nah, it was wrong. Scrap that. Like, how many times are they gonna change the Bible, man? I don't know. You know, how many guys took that? They will take that part out. Hey, go down there and tell Luther I need him to change Leviticus.
We're gonna have to remix that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rewrite that one, and I need you to print them out ASAP. You know what I mean? You go way back in the day that somebody had the power to do that, man, and press books out. And you know, I forgot the name of the there was a name I used to know for working at the art gallery. They had one of the first binded books, and that was the guy who came up with that. It was a big thing because that made it big for distribution. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost it's like he reinvented the wheel. He was like, no, this is how we do it, and then boom, you
right.
got it.
It's like, oh, binded book. Now it's like we can distribute these shits in mass load, and then we can get them out there.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to get their people, win their people, a lot of the people, win their people, a lot of the people. You know what I'm saying? It's been the way forever, man, and we are just fucking pawns in this chess game that this, you know, people that are higher up in the places we live, this is the games they play, and we just look at them like, Mom and Dad's at it again.
And it's funny too because now you get a lot of people riled up about the truth movement and trying to get out as much information as possible. But I always go back to it doesn't even matter what we know is true or false, because what are you actually going to do about it? Imagine if you told everybody alive that blank is happening. It doesn't even matter if everybody alive knows that. Then you got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we run into the problem is, are you going to miss work tomorrow to go and try to do whatever you're going to do? I don't know.
Right. Where's the priority? It's like, man, I got feelings of like, man, I get out there front lines. And it's like, man, I got shit to do.
Exactly.
I got bills to pay. Like,
is that the plan? You know what I'm saying? Is
It's like,
fighting against that?
I got kicked out of my apartment, but you know what? I went to that rally though, and I was out there supporting. I got something to tell my grandkids. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hopefully you don't stay on the street, but you know what I mean? The result was you lost your job. There was things to it, but somebody else here was a bigger plan for that. I mean, I get it. I'm not knocking anybody for the fight. You know what I mean? I appreciate shit like that.
Yeah.
But you don't have to overdose on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, put the strap down. Niggas out there getting hurt, man. They acting wild in these streets. And then fucking final ballots. I've seen footage of people fighting and shit right now, man.
Yeah.
Like the ballots ain't even done yet, man. Just because they're projecting and watch everybody's getting invited to project and watch this fucking Trump make a swing. You never know, man. These things are weird. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a weird thing too, because Biden, last I saw, he was at like 230 something, but then it was like there's still 3 states for Trump, and Trump is ahead in those 3 states. So now I'm like, they got to stop doing the projecting thing of like Biden might have it, because then if by chance Trump does win those 3 states where he's ahead in, then there's gonna, like, regardless of who wins, the other team's gonna say that the other one cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
they're already saying it's not even done. It's not even done, and they're saying they're cheated.
Yeah,
I don't even get it ain't even finished yet. Yep. Trump's already got lawsuits out. Like, what are we doing?
For recounts and shit. Yeah, but I'll tell you, because I did see one of them. I think it was in Wisconsin, but it was like you saw the graphs going right to where it was like don't, boom, 100,000 for Biden, and people were like, "What the fuck just happened?" You know what I'm saying? Can we talk about that? Because if it went boom, 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 100,000 for Trump, we would talk. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like I said, it was small, boom, 100,000. And we're like, where'd that just come from?
Right, that's from one sit down.
Yeah, it was.
Well, one clocking station said we just clocked in 100 right here for B.
Yeah, it was. And once again, man, whoever wins. It doesn't, like, it's probably not going to affect my personal life that much, unless whoever wins just goes, yeah, we're wearing masks the rest of our lives. Then we're gonna have something to talk about.
Because guess what? We're gonna go to war with every fucking body, and hey, we're gonna need everybody. Like, nigga, I got club foot. I don't.
Right? But and too, part of the miracle of turning 40, I think you're good. After 40, I don't even think you can join the military.
If it ever got to a real bad situation, and when they say everybody, like, You're looking at the ocean. You see that? There is 20,000 Chinese ships coming, nigga. Just, it's like, what? Yeah, 20,000. We can't take them all out. So someone gonna make sure, and we gotta be ready, nigga. They're coming right to Long Wharf, right here in my block away. I'm like 2 blocks from the beach. I can't even imagine looking up the street and seeing regimes coming down. Can you imagine shit like that?
Yo,
Regimes coming down your street.
Let the taco trucks fight them first. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened.
Yeah. There's a lot of niggas. There's like an army over there, taco trucks. You're right. They gonna be, they gonna be fucking flinging lime at them niggas. It's gonna be real. Skirt that in your eye, B.
Flinging the lime. Yo, the hot sauce. You know what I'm saying?
But hot sauce, jig them in the neck with a tortilla. Shit get real. Yeah. Nah, but I mean, I can imagine shit. That's where Cinque landed. That's where Cinque landed right there, man.
Yeah.
Amistad. When he killed the Spaniards and took over the boat, he landed right in New Haven. Like, where we at? Right. Fuck. now we got to go through this shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, I think we can wrap it up by just saying we don't know shit. Man,
we don't know shit, man. All I know is LeBron James won a championship. The Lakers are champions in the bubble.
And nobody gave a fuck a week later. It was like, all right, well, we got shit to do, LeBron, so...
Well, LeBron's out there fighting the fight, man. He's gonna run for president one day, probably, or some part of politics. But he's gonna be like the Democratic version of Trump because he likes to talk about himself a lot.
I still think The Rock will make a really significant run at one point.
He would.
Because Kanye is going to try in 2024 again, he says, but also that's 4 years away, and that dude is manic, and you never know what he's doing. But I think The Rock would definitely take a chance because that's what Trump did. He definitely opened up the door for like, oh shit, it's possible. So
right, you don't have to be a politician your whole fucking life to get this. And I think that's why people really liked him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a politician whatsoever. I mean, we talked about that a bunch of times before, but it's like that's really what a lot of that ties. And I think sometimes when people are put so much into that boat of liking that person, no matter what they're saying or doing, they're not gonna. They'll find some right in it, and it's not because that's their guy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He's got to do a lot to sway his followers to run away from him.
I agree.
He didn't have to get caught saying some shit on like, you know what? I don't even like fucking Republicans. I hate them all. They're stupid people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in this for the money. If he got caught like secretly recorded to say some shit like that, he'd probably lose them all. What? The partisan people are like, fuck you, pal. You don't like our party? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's all about pal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Republican thing, I think. They say that. I don't know. Who knows? Like you said, we don't know shit.
Well, what we say on the Watermelon versus Pumpkin podcast is, at the end of the day,
it is the beginning of the night.
Bars.
My glass is empty.
But my heart is full.
My heart is full. God, people, just breathe. It's going to be all right. We'll be back to the same shit.
Wu-Tang.